You're not murdering anyone today, fugitive. You're coming with me. Genuine's lapdog. Did the general not teach you to choose your battles wisely? I wanna You are the High Cloud Quintet, initially formed to save one of the ships of the Zhanzhou from an assault by the denizens of abundance. The High Cloud Quintet were known as a very powerful group of friends and heroes within Zhanzhou. The first member who formed the group is Giyuu, the Luofu sword champion, and to help against the assault she recruited 4 other individuals. The first was Dan Feng, the imbibed Line and the High Elder of the Luofu Vidyadhara. The second was Bai Heng, who was a star skiff pilot. The third was Ying Xing, who was a craftsman. And the fourth was Ying, a Cloud Knight lieutenant and also Liu's student. Like I said, in their heyday they were known as a very popular and historically well-known group of heroes. And Yingxing ended up forging unique weapons for them all. Liu used the shard sword, which is now used by Blade. I will get into Yingxing and Blade momentarily. Yuan uses the Starfall Reverie. Dan Feng used the Cloud Piercer, which is now used by Dan Heng, and Bai Heng used a unnamed bow. In a conflict more than 700 years prior to the main story against someone called Giyuu, who was an emanator of the abundance and the leader of the denizens of abundance, Bai Heng sacrificed herself. Dan Feng was obviously upset at Bai Heng's death, however he also had an issue with the Vidyadhara's reproduction problem. See, Vidyadharas self-reincarnate. They live for around 600 to 700 years, but then they hatch from eggs with their past memories completely gone. And so in an attempt to both resurrect Bai Heng and also to solve the reproduction problem, Dan Feng committed a great sin that was known as the sedition of imbibed Line. This sin was using the transmutation arcanum to try and resurrect Bai Heng, while also allowing other races to be incorporated into the Vidyadhara species. However, this tampering ended up creating an uncontrollable draconic abomination that wrought great destruction to scale called Waterscape. Yingxing tried to assist Dan Feng in the resurrection by using Giyuu's flesh, which backfired on him and transformed him into an immortal being who was Mara-struck. At some point also Giyuu developed Mara, but it was likely induced by trauma. She was not involved in the resurrection. However, she could keep her Mara in check as she defeated the draconic beast by using her cloth as a blindfold. Giyuu this whole time did not interfere with much. However, 1 year after the sedition, Giyuu fully succumbed to her Mara and went on a murderous rampage, slaughtering her own people. And Giyuu was the one to defeat her. She decided to leave the Xianzhou and her name was erased from the Luofu's public records. Dan Feng was imprisoned and sentenced to a forced molting rebirth, meaning he would hatch anew and whoever his successor was would not have the memories of Dan Feng. This incarnation is Dan Heng, who was kept in the shackling prison for an unknown period of time, occasionally being visited by Giyuu. And Dan Heng, again remember, he does not have Dan Feng's memories, was exiled from the Luofu altogether. Yingxing ended up undergoing training by Giyuu in swordsmanship, and he also left the Xianzhou presumably through exile. During his training with Giyuu, he was killed by her 100 times over, but obviously he's Mara struck, so he would just come back every time. And he was determined to find Dan Heng and show him what the pain of death felt like as a retribution for his past life's crimes, the crimes of Dan Feng. Dan Heng ended up traveling across the universe while he was exiled, and he was constantly being followed by Yingxing, who over the course of this time was forgetting his own identity. Dan Heng ended up being taken in by the Astral Express, and Yingxing ended up being found by the Stellaron Hunters and persuaded by Sam and Kafka to join. This is when he started going under his new identity, Blade. This identity was given to him by Kafka, who refers to him as Blady and effectively treats that as his name, and he just kind of goes along with it, really. Giyuu was named the Arbiter General of the Lawful Cloud Knights and took on a disciple, Yanqing. And that's the history behind the High Cloud Quintet.
But people can go from people you know to people you don't. And what hurts the most is people can go from people you know to people you don't. We used to be close, but people can go from people you know to people you don't. And what hurts the most is people can go from people you know to people you don't.
And in the end, our friendship is no more. Of 5 people, 3 must pay a price in vibrating
Alright, so this is gonna be the explanation on uh the whole timeline thing involving Giyuu becoming Blade. So here's how it goes. And I'm doing a voice ding because I find it a bit more easier to do it this way than actually typing out the whole thing, because I don't know how long the explanation would be, and I probably would make it too long and not extend the amount of time for everyone to properly read it. So yeah, mm, um, doing that. Okay. Anyway, um, so this is like the main story of Demon Slayer, basically. So here's how it goes. Basically, timeline of Demon Slayer is the same. We get all the way from the current timeline, which is a bit before uh, the Mugen Train arc, but it's after when Tanjiro and Nezuko is brought to Demon Slayer Core, uh, basically where the main operational base is, where Kaguya is at, and just to clarify, I'm not really talking about the Demon Slayer marks when it comes down to it. Um, and what I mean by that is the characters are not being told about the Demon Slayer marks. They're gonna learn about that in their own time. Uh, Case scenario is that for the Hashira and anyone from Demon Slayer, basically, it's going to be the case scenario that they know that they passed away during the final battle with Muzan or against some of the upper moons that they had to face before the Battle of Muzan. No explicit detail on when someone passed away during a fight or when that person passed away. It's just very vague information. But for the audience, it's more, which is you guys that are watching this video. Basically, the whole Demon Slayer storyline is the same overall. Difference is after the Infinity Castle, after Muzan's defeated, and all this and all that. If there is a few differences though, one being Giyuu keeps both of his arms. He's going to be fully intact, but he is going to have issues with one of his arms, which is basically a bit more numb, similar to how Tanjiro has both of his arms, but one of them isn't fully functioning. The same, it's basically Giyuu has the same problem. And um, when it comes to after, there is going to be the tale of saying that Sanemi and Giyuu were supposed to pass away at the age of 25, but due to a condition that they got after the whole Infinity Castle scenario, and after checking some stuff, apparently, and I can't believe I just noticed this. Giyuu is born in February, so uh, that is interesting. and Sanemi is actually born in November. So I little detail that came to I never knew this, but now I do. Giyuu is older than Sanemi, so the case scenario here is that Giyuu decided to travel a bit for his last year of life, promising to return near when it's time for his birthday. Along the way of traveling, because he wanted to see the world and all that, he actually came across a shuttle, a ship, a flagship from the Zhang Zhao and decided to help them out. And for all of his help, especially considering that he did uh with no intentions of being rewarded and so on, Giyuu they decided to help Giyuu, noticing that he has a condition with his arm, and since they know um that there's going that they have some pretty good medics in Zhang Zhao. I'm sorry for the mispronunciation if I am doing that. But yeah, after that bit, they decided to take him there. He got his arm condition got better. They learned about the Demon Slayer mark, figured a way to do fix such a thing, and wanting to help out with as a thank you for all the stuff he did. He decided to take the identity of wow of what Blade slash um um I think it was Ying Jin. Yeah, I think it was yeah, Ying Jing. I sorry, I don't really pronounce these names all that often, so there's that. But yeah, that he took up uh the life of what Ying Jing was supposed to. So any connections he had that Ying Jing has, Yu has too. And another part of this of why is because it needed time before they could come up with a cure. And they wanted to do this before the deadline. They managed to do it. Giyuu managed to get a pretty popular reputation. And as you know, the story is it's the same as always with Yingjing becoming Blade and so on and so forth. Basically, Demon Slayer storyline's same. Yingjing's to Blade story is the same ish, except for the fact that he wasn't born in Zhao Jinzhao. Like, I'm sorry, I'm butchering this name. So yeah, that's the case scenario there. You helped out a ship that was on that managed to make it to Earth that belonged to the Zhangzhou Lufo, And with all the effort he's done and wanting to thank him for his hard work, he ended up going to uh, Xing Zhao Lufal, and yeah, then took in the life of Ying Zhao. Ying Jing. Ying Jing took the life of Ying Jing, changed his name so that there wouldn't be too much issues, and so on and so forth. That is the storyline of how it goes here. Now, side note is that um, the case scenario of Kafka being a reincarnation of Kana is basically the fact that uh, yeah. So yeah, next up is going to be Kana as Kafka. Storyline there is pretty explanatory. Kana was reincarnated as Kafka, mainly due to the fact that of all the Hashira that were alive in Giyuu's generation, she was the one that passed away first, so she got reincarnated first, which led to, well, reincarnated first of the group. And considering that she's been gone for quite a time, it was more figured that she, and seeing how Giyuu became immortal and becoming Blade, um, laws of life and death, and yeah. I mean, I could go into the spiritual, supernatural stuff, but best case scenario is forces beyond one's comprehension literally saw this and decided to have a companion of Giyuu's past help him to get rid of his immortality, which led to Kana being reincarnated because she was the one that passed away first. And the reason why Kana specifically, A, because I'm not too sure on any female companions that Giyuu knows that he would actually know. I mean, outside of Kana, Shinobu, and Mitsuri, and Uzui's wives, I don't know if he actually 100% knows any other female there. And second would be that the person would need to be a fighter. So any civilians and all that is not a go-to for the choice, and it has to be someone that is able to that has combat experience. So if anyone's gonna make the choice of this doesn't make sense, and I could have picked Yu's sister to be reincarnated to help him. Uh, this is the reason why. It needs to be someone with combat experience and someone Yu knows. And finally, why Kana and then why not Sabito? Um, mainly, hmm, basically, it's just a need for someone to be the counter to Giyuu and Blade's personality. And when I'm thinking about it, Kafka can kind of be more like Kana to a degree. In all honesty, little side note here, it was either going to be Kana or Shinobu, but considering everything, I didn't really want to do the whole thing involving uh, making a reaction where both people are alive and reacting to it. I wanted to be more of, oh, uh, leave the future mystery and everyone being unaware to it and just knowing that the life these two people are going to go through, basically. That's kind of the storyline I'm going with here and the general theme to the matter. So, yeah. Anyway, up next is Colin as Kafka. So, yeah, let's get right back on into the story. That's the explanation here. Basically, just to recap, Demon Slayer storyline is the same, except for the end of the Infinity Castle arc, where Giyuu has both arms. One of them is like how Tanjiro was with one of his arms. Met the Xiao Zhu uh, during his last year alive while traveling. They decided to help him out with medical issues since they noticed the arm, and when doing checking out the arm, they learned about the condition about the Demon Slayer mark. Cured it. He took out. He took the light of uh, Ying Jing, then became Blade, became immortal, and so on and so forth to the current present day of Honkai Star Rail. And yeah, I am going to use Plana Arcadia stuff, though, as when I was making this, stuff about level 999 Silver Wolf and Blade's new form have not been shown. So yeah, uh, can't really show anything involving that. And I'm gonna try to do the best I can. But with the fact that we got some stuff from Inforius involving these characters, aka the Stellaron Hunters, I'm gonna use that too. So yeah. Anyway, now seriously, on to the next part here.
Just before I go, there's something you should know. And boy, I fantasize about it all the time. If you were mine, I'd give this pussy to you 95. We're talking about none other than Kafka, the most dangerous member of the Stone. I tried so hard and got so far.
is also highly skilled with various weapons. If she feels the need for weapons, perhaps her spirit whisper isn't so great after all. A classic Kafka tactic, leveraging the DOT effects that her allies inflict on the enemy. All those flashy moves seem like overkill if you ask me. Monsieur Michael, mind if I ask what the beef is between you two? Why take kindly to someone who holds up your train journey? Not the whole story. Well, there's the unethically implanting a Stellaron, manipulating people's lives, speaking in riddles. All that unwarranted attention. Sounds terrible, right, Trailblazers? Elio said that I'm good at creating fear, even though I don't know what it is. All of you listen to me. Stop. The old maid? I used to be a devil hunter.
Transform.
night. Why does it choose to wear this one? Stealing a glance. Now then, where are you hiding? Sooner or later, the curtain has to fall. As for the ending, wanna take a guess? Heads or tails? What's your answer? 너란 말을 좋아하지마 Because I'm a villain 왜 아닐 거라 생각해 아주 못된 먹은 작은 악마 같은 나인 걸 몰라 You're a villain 왜 아닐 거라 생각해 미처 몰랐던 악마가 아니야 내 숨쉬고 있어 I'm killing someone Maybe you're killing someone Maybe I'm killing you Maybe you're killing me Maybe we all pretend to be the heroes on the good side But what if we're the villains on the other? She really didn't wanna make it myself She really didn't but the girl got caught My baby's got a gun My baby's got a gun My baby's got a gun I'm back to run Take this with you. Just this once. Oh, Ellie is finally going to be home. All facing an Aeon head-on is unavoidable. Interastral fragmentology shows abnormal fluctuations to find the source. I'm working on now. It's the stellar hunters. Tell Pearl the situation has changed. Hogwarts' esteemed wolf is back.
I shall set the seas ablaze! This time I won't. There's always blood the first time. Yeah, but I didn't know there'd be this much. Declan, you gotta see this. Oh, that's right. 911, 911. Hey, Kafka. What is the Civil War? Can you hop on Fortnite real quick? Please? Okay. Yo, what? Kafka, what are you doing in Fortnite? You're telling me to hop on it, right? What the fuck? Alright. Stop with the tantrum. You're not a kid anymore. I am not throwing a tantrum. Anyway, what are you gonna do now, huh? Hack an IPC branch nearby and get your accounts back? Maybe make a wish, make a wish. I wish to have children. I couldn't get it. I want to leave. Mommy, please. No. Papa won't give me money. Wow.
That Papa's making his daughter cry. Don't look. Mama, a trash can. I'm not your mama. Grab your walkie, I'll call you when I get up there. Okay. Brian, pick up, over. What? Brian, please say over when you finish talking, over. What? Over. Do you see the wire yet, over? No. No, what, over? No, over. Okay, I'm gonna start feeding it through, over. Wait, if you haven't started feeding it, why'd you ask me if I could see it? Didn't copy that, over. I said, why'd you ask me if I could see it if you haven't started feeding it? Over. Oh, that's better, I can hear you now, over. Do you see it yet, over? You know, you're a jackass. For the record, I don't want to hang out with you anymore when this is over. When this is what, Brian, over? I said I don't want to hang out with you anymore when this is over. When this is what? You gotta finish your sentence, over. That's it, my sentence is over. Your sentence is what, Brian, over? My sentence is... Wait a minute, I have to say over even if the sentence ends with the word over? Ends with the word what, Brian, over? Oh, I see the wire. You see the wire what, over? Over! Mortal human, I bet I could scream louder than you. Oh, you wanna bet? Why didn't you call for help? Look here, and here. There's blood all over you. And I didn't want to bother you. But you wouldn't have bothered anyone at all. She willingly approaches me, and when I try to approach her, I get the feeling that the distance between us is getting bigger and bigger. Kafka told me, when making friends with someone, keep the right distance in order to maintain a long-lasting relationship. But I don't think she actually believes this. I suppose all we can do is keep each other company. For a while. Pickles are. They do. What if I don't like pickles? Just tell them not to put them. I've already placed my order. Mine don't have pickles. Let's trade. You will do this for me. Absolutely. If you have enemies that need taken care of, you come to me. Where are you at? I'm at Penacony? Doing what? Hanging out with the Astral Express? I'm sending Kafka to come get you. Okay. Fucking bye. Kafka, where you at? Deal with this later. Fucking believable. I'm at Penacony. You literally drove me here without a fucking driver's license. Doing a mission with Sam is basically bang, bang, bang. And then it's over. She always complains that I don't have any strategy when I play games. She says I just go clink, 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 bang, bang, and it's over. But I can't learn that trick of hers called, teasing? Am I just too stupid? If Firefly's life was a game, it'd probably be a high difficulty single player action speedrun thing. Everyone wants to play games like that, but no one wants a life like that. A life as frail as a cicada's wings can still burn brightly. Don't push yourself too hard. It's no fun beating the game too fast. A battle is not a game. I know when to stop. 哇，好可爱的小家伙！哎呀，看起来他很黏着阿任呢。不知道艾利欧会不会喜欢小哥哥？那么，这次就让阿任带新人了。来，你碰不碰？就连睡着，你也这么可爱。今天应该玩得很开心吧？这不得狠狠地拍几张？
Crashing the party, guess they lost my invitation. Friendly reminder, got my own kind of persuasion. Looks like this place could use a bit of misbehavior. Happily ever after with a little flavor. Back to the bone with even worse intentions. We're gonna steal the show and leave them all defenseless. A fairy tale can be overrated. So raise your voices and let's get it activated. That's what you fucking told me. That's just the way he sounds. He has an asshole voice. Joe, tell her she's okay. Everything is great. Dude. There's only one thing that I want you to always remember. No matter where you go, or which corner of the cosmos you may be in, you will always be able to find a safe haven by my side. Patience may not be my virtue, but toward you, it is something that I will never lack. Goodbye, hon. When fate places you at a crossroads, make your choice boldly, and don't fear regret. Genetically speaking, you are my child. That makes up your body. Oh, hey!
Hi, pretty girl.
You know what's so crazy is I had my phone on airplane mode. I don't know how this call came through. It's got a magic phone line that just supersedes airplane mode. I love it.
Wow,
How are you, Mama?
I'm so good. I have a crazy question for you. Ain't no way they're closed. Oh, man. I was craving ice cream today. Wow! It's you find another one. I guess passports. And nobody has anything weird on them like Canadian cocaine, do they? Nope. No. Finished it. I just want to remind everyone that my passport is fake, in case that makes anybody uncomfortable. What? Sorry. Chantal, you say you don't have your real passport with you? No, I left everything behind. Oh my god. Chantal. That's a federal felony, do you know that? Why didn't you say this earlier, Chantal? I did, I just did. So, if you're not comfortable, you should get out. We're not gonna get out of the car because we're running for the border patrol, okay? We could literally all be detained, Chantal. Margaret Wartime. Your name is Margaret Wartime? I don't know, it's from Chinatown. Why did you pick Margaret Wartime? It sounds like a fake name. Turn around. Just turn around. Guys, stop it. You're really freaking me out. Well, you should be freaking out, Chantal. I can't even tell if this is a good passport. Guys, none of us know Margaret Wartime. She's a hitchhiker. We picked her up on our way because we're nice. And we let her have the front seat. Till I make open up the window. Don't you wanna party? Don't you wanna blow smoke? Vanish in the heartbreak. Tell me what the gods say. Give me all the tingles. Tell my witches what's making a week. Told us that we would never be free. They've been singing the melody wrong. They be in a whole different key. Whenever Blade gets scary, it's the Mara flaring up. Isn't it? Always scary. He usually does what I tell him. I should probably unpack that a little. Blade relies on Kafka's spirit whisper to suppress the Mara inside him. Yeah. This level of proximity is unnecessary.
yourself comfortable, Blady. Moments later. Blady, I need to use the bathroom. Give it a touch and from dusk till dawn. Tell me if you want it, fit one. Why is a woman of mine? Got it going on. Liking what I'm seeing, I don't wanna be alone. She got me in the daze, the illusion makes me sweat. Going forth and round and running up and down the way. Full of days, it's all about in the way of twist. In the days, the illusion makes me sweat. I'm caught up in you now, I'm tempted to stay. What was it? Aku harus hamil sekarang. Tapi aku harus hamil. Gak mau, aku gak mau.